What's going on YouTube? This is Versus Loco, the motherfucking Horde Cholo, and we're back at it again with another episode of the 7 Opinions of Death. That's right, folks. We are back with another episode, and this one actually I've been waiting to do for a very long time. There was a couple movies that I still wanted to watch. I was a little bit late to the game with them, but this is going to be my top 7 horror films of 2022. Check it out.
Jason and Kim Crystal with a pistol, chainsaw and number
Here's Johnny.
It's Jason and Kim Crystal with a pistol, chainsaw and number This is nutty. I'm Jason and Kim Crystal with a pistol, chainsaw and number This is nutty. I'm Jason and Kim Crystal with a pistol, chainsaw and number This is nutty. It's Michael.
Yes. So here it is, finally. This is going to be the top 7 of my 2022. So we're going to get right into this motherfucker. Two of the movies out of these I do not own physical copies of. One of them has not been released yet, I believe, and then the other one still is kind of floating around. So we're waiting for that one to get an announcement to get released. First up is one that I do not own yet, but I will put it up in the corner right here, and it is going to be Dark Glasses. Yes, number 7 is Dario Argento's Dark Glasses. Man, this movie was so surprising. It wasn't amazing, and I get that, I mean, Dario Argento's so freaking old now, but man, he literally is one of my favorite directors. He went through a little stage right there where it didn't really feel too Argento-ish, with his kind of things, but this one, it just screams Argento all over it. I had a blast with it. I believe I watched it on Shudder. I thought it had good gore, good suspense. It was filmed great. Of course, it had Dario Argento's amazing cinematography in it. All around great time. I had a good time with that movie. That is my number 7. So, my number 6. Sorry, I still have not took the sticker off since last time you guys see me, but it is going to be The Black Phone. Number 6 is going to be The Black Phone. It's funny, the first time I watched this movie, I think I was expecting something a little bit different than what it was, and I didn't like it that much, but I did like it a lot. I think I still rated it maybe a 3 stars out of 5, something like that. But I just rewatched this one the other day, and man, I got a new love for it. I feel like they did really well with the realism of the situation. It's basically something that you feel like could actually happen, I mean, besides the kid calling on the phone and things like that, but with the character and what he does to these children, is very believable, and then for his name to be the grabber, all the kids know about it, it's very eerie, I wouldn't say it's a scary movie or anything like that, but the realism of a lot of the situations that happen in it make this movie terrifying in its own sense, I mean, that's a nightmare I could imagine for any kid that actually thinks about that, and a nightmare for a fucking parent, I mean, that's just horrible, but I have a new love for this movie. It's really dark for a studio film, and I had a blast with it. Yeah, good movie here. The only thing that I would say that I complain about is everybody talks about how good Ethan Hawke did in this movie, and this is coming from somebody that loves Ethan Hawke. I'm a huge fan of Ethan Hawke. I think he's great. But the motherfucker had a mask on the whole time. So, you can't even really see his face. So is his acting that amazing in this movie? Spectacular. I mean, he wasn't a bad actor or anything like that, but it's just so weird that people say, oh, he acted so well in it. I don't see that. I feel like he acted, he did what he came to do. I didn't feel like it stood out, out of the crowd. It's not like, oh my gosh, it was Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump, it's nothing like that. But again, sorry to bash it right there for a second. I just had to say my little 2-piece, but Black Phone is going to be number 6. Loved it. Next up, for my number 5, This one also has not been released yet. This one, I believe, was streaming on HBO, and it's going to be Barbarian. I'll put it up right here. So yes, Barbarian is going to be my number 5. I thought this was a very unique story. Although it did have flaws, I had a blast with it, man. It was a really fun ride, and it was not what I expected at all. You know, Justin Long too, I feel like any horror movie that he's in, it's usually going to be a pretty good movie, you know. And another thing is just him and Zach and Miri Make a Porno. I always think of him in that movie, man. He is so fucking hilarious at that part. But anyway, the movie is just, it's really, you know, it makes you think it's going to go one way, and then it completely flips the script and goes a whole different way. And I really enjoyed that. And you kind of got, you know, a little bit like a realism kind of horror. And then it goes into, you know, the fantasy part of the horror, something that could never happen. But it was just fully entertaining, you know. I feel like the only downside to the movie was the fact that when Justin Long is down there and he's measuring the basement, then he finds the other room and he's, oh man, look at all this extra square footage, which makes sense, you know, if you see that, blah, blah. But then he sees another entrance. He says, oh, look at this more square footage. And he's measuring and measuring. It keeps going down further and further. And not one slight anything in his head was like, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem like a good idea. All he's doing is thinking about, oh, my profits, blah, blah. But I guess that does go back to the fact that he was a fucking asshole in that movie and a piece of shit of a human being. So his personality, all he was thinking about is greed. So I guess now I've kind of convinced myself a little bit different. That's just kind of his personality of being a piece of shit. But anyway, I had a blast with that movie. That was a really fun freaking movie, man. I liked it. That is my number 5. So my number 4 is going to be X. This one is awesome. You know, the whole concept, the whole thing of what they're doing. Mia Goth's performance is awesome. She's just great. Same thing with, why can't I remember Wednesday's name right now? Everybody's probably screaming it at me, and yeah, I'll put it down here because I forgot. But yeah, really awesome stuff. Oh, Jenna Ortega, jeez, my bad. But yes, really awesome movie. It was a really throwback kind of feel to it. Good gore in it, good story. You know, there were parts of it too where they're riding up there in the van and stuff like that. It reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know. So it was really cool, old school horror vibes. I really enjoyed this one. This was awesome movie. This is number 4. Number 3. This is one that I just seen the other day. And we have number 3 is The Sadness. Man, this movie, if everybody out there knows me, knows I'm a fucking gore hound, okay? I'm a gore hound and I love practical effects. Although everything in this movie was not practical, the practical effects that they did have were so effective. They look so fucking great. The scene where they're on the subway and that fucking whole slaughter goes, it's just like, wow. I mean, there's just fucking buckets of blood everywhere. The way that it's all squirmed on the fucking floor with people's footsteps and foot swipes and everything in the everything like that in it, man, it was just fucking top notch. That scene in the freaking subway was probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. I would have loved to have been on set and just watch that happen because that was just so incredible. And, you know, in this movie too, I love watching movies with some fucked up shit in it, and man, there was some stuff in here that I was just like, I think I said on my letterbox, I was like, you know, I love movies that go there when they think of what is the most fucked up thing that I can think of, and then I'll just put that in my movie, and boom, they did that in this movie. I'm not going to get into too many details, but the people that have seen this movie know that I'm talking about the eyeball situation, and what he did to the eyeball after the eyeball. Yes, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. My God, that is just some savage ass fucking shit. This movie was great. You know, it didn't have a whole lot of story to it, but with a movie like this, I don't need a whole fucking story to it. This was just fun enough for me. You know, it's enough to be like, holy shit, that was awesome. And holy shit, that was crazy. Oh my God, no, he's not gonna do that, is he? Boom, and he does it. Oh, fuck. That's this kind of movie. Fucking great stuff right here. Number 3. All right. Number 2. We have Terrifier 2. Yes, that is right, folks. Terrifier 2. Man, I hate to admit this, but somebody, when it was in theaters, sent me a link through YouTube, and I was able to watch it before they took it down. And man, this movie is so awesome, so fun. I absolutely love Art the Clown as a new horror icon. To be honest, my next horror tattoo is going to be Art the Clown, because this movie was so fucking cool. This movie was so fucking fun. You know, if you thought part 1 was good, man, this one even blows that one all in the water. It's so awesome. It's so atmospheric. The effects on it are just top fucking notch. Man, everything in this thing was damn near practical effects, and it just looked fucking amazing. He did such a great job. I feel like he's almost like a new modern day Savini, man. His effects are so awesome, and for what he had for the budget for this movie, and being able to accomplish 2 hours and 30 minutes or something like that of non-stop gore killing effects, all this kind of stuff on that little micro budget that he had, I'm so glad he made as much money as he did on this, because he put in the fucking work. And when you put in the work like this, you deserve the fucking benefits, and I'm so happy for him. I love this fucking movie, and keep them coming, man. Keep them coming, okay? Fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, they have, what, 8 movies of it now? Fucking Friday the 13th, there's like 12. Keep these things coming. Modern day great franchise in the making, okay? Keep it coming and keep at this level. Don't swoop down, stick right here, and we'll be right there with you. Terrifier 2, man. Great stuff. All right, so any guesses out there of what my number 1 will be? Any guesses at all? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. My number 1 movie for 2022 is Pearl. I know it may sound crazy because I just talked to you guys how much I love gore and everything like that, and this one does have its gore. It's not that it's not there, but it's not something, or it's something that's not prevalent throughout the entire movie. And with a movie that has this much substance, this much amazing acting, this much everything that you would want in a movie, suspense, great score, amazing cinematography. You're literally just out in a fucking farm, and the shots just look so fucking great, man. Another thing I want to add is just this is my top 7 of 2022, and I have both Ty West movies on it. That is fucking crazy to me, to think that there's 2 movies that one director made in one fucking, or that released in 1 year at least, and man, and they're both top 7 fucking contenders. That's awesome. But Mia Goth's performance in this movie is so fucking amazing, man. Even at the end credits, I literally watched the whole thing with my mouth still open, and her just laughing and then crying, and then all kinds of emotions in her face. That's hard to fucking do, you know. That is, I feel like that is very hard to do, and she did it perfectly. She played fucking Psycho really, really well. This was just an awesome fucking movie, man. You know, even the part, I know one of the parts that really affected me also is when she was taking her grandpa down to where the alligator is, and she was about to fucking feed it to the fucking alligator. I was just like, oh shit, is this about to happen right now? And I don't mind that it didn't happen, but you know, it was just really fucking awesome. I absolutely love this movie. I cannot wait for the next one. I don't know how this one could be topped though, you know. I loved X, but you know, it's a little bit down there in my list. This is definitely the best one that has came out 2022. And again, these are all just my opinions, but you know, this movie's fucking amazing. Can't wait to see what else happens with it. I can't wait to see what else Ty West does. Awesome stuff. So yeah, it's my number one. That is it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this new episode of the 7 Opinions of Death. Yeah, that is my top 7 of 2022. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really love reading your comments, and I'm not saying that because it, you know, helps the algorithm, which it does, but man, I will always respond to every single person that drops a comment down there. I love engaging with you guys. I love hearing your guys' opinions, whether you agree with me or whether you don't. It's fun conversation, man. I love talking about movies. So I really appreciate you guys for everything. You know, I feel like I have a lot of engagement with a lot of you guys. So really appreciate your guys' support. I appreciate your guys' friendship and everything. So yeah, until next time, I'm out this motherfucker up. Peace.